I'm Faranir, and this is the podcast where we try to answer the question, can two creators really break free from the 9-to-5 grind and find success in a more fulfilling creative life? As usual, if you have any questions or feedback for us, email us at creativequestcontact@gmail.com, and we will do our best to answer any questions or gladly accept any feedback you have for the show moving forward. It's always lovely to hear from you and have your feedback. So, it's been a while. We missed a month there.
Yeah. Was it a month or more than a month?
It was more than a month. We didn't put out a single episode in all of June. That's been mad. It's been mad.
Because you were busy partying for your birthday.
Yeah, it must be that. But it wasn't just that. Now, if you joined us for our last episode, we did warn you that we were going to have a hectic 6 weeks. And we really did. It went far worse than expected. So at the time, we mentioned that Raven's second job was going to be a bit of an obstacle and take up a lot of time all of a sudden. And if you are in the UK and have any idea of the time frame we were talking about, you may have guessed that those 6 weeks were because an election was called.
I could do a little drum roll, but you went straight into it. No worries.
Just too quick. I'm just too quick.
Fine, don't worry.
So yes, for quite a while now, Raven's been working with a politician, and with an election on the way, that workload escalated quickly. You did some late nights there, didn't you?
I did. Yeah. I've been doing marketing. I always do marketing and graphic design, all that sort of stuff. Same kind of thing. Just it was for politics rather than for... I currently work in, like, education, basically. So, yeah. Same kind of thing, but for different kind of business, I guess you could say. So, yeah. Lots of late nights. Lots of early mornings. Lots of very long days. Yeah. Kind of... took it out from me. So the election happened, what was it, last Thursday?
Yeah.
And we were filming this on Monday. And so we had like celebrations over Friday and Saturday. Technically we stayed up through to Friday because we stayed up until like 7 a.m.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've only really had like 2 days back to reality, and one of those days was a very busy day, which we'll get on to in a minute. So technically today's the first day that's been kind of normal.
Yeah. And
I can just sit and breathe and not think about ads for a minute, which is great. But I had such a good time. What an amazing experience. Honestly, I loved every minute of it. I've always been very interested in politics, so to have an opportunity to work in the general election was really exciting. Met so many lovely people. You got roped in.
I did.
To do a little bit here and there. You can talk about that if you want. But yeah, it's an amazing experience. A good one for the CV, I tell you that.
Oh, yeah.
And, yeah, hopefully I get to do it again one day because it was very good fun.
Definitely.
And we got good results.
Agreed.
Very good.
Yep. As you mentioned, I was roped in as your glamorous assistant, obviously as the cameraman. And I've got to say, everything we've been doing on our kind of content creator side came in very helpful. So, as you know, I'm also into photography on the side, so I do have a lovely, nice camera. But it's the video side of things that I got from doing this more than anything that came in really helpful. So I got roped in for all the photography and video work. And we filmed a lot of videos for the campaign, didn't we?
Yeah.
A lot.
And about a month before the election was called, I know how to do video editing in like a very, very basic sense, like kind of trimming and cutting bits and that sort of stuff. But I started learning how to do it more properly to help Faranir with the video workload. So I've been editing the art video that we did like a month or two ago.
That came out so good.
I started working on something else. I can't remember what it was now. So just as I picked up the video editing skills, it meant that Faranir could like film the content itself, and then I could just take it and edit it myself. Which is really helpful and really good timing. So I think not last podcast, maybe the one before that episode, we were talking a bit about using skills that you're interested in for other things. And I think this is a really good example of that, is that if you look at working in politics, you wouldn't necessarily think of all the steps that go behind it, because I never thought of working in politics, and actually now I've done it, I'm like, oh my god, that's such like a no-brainer line for me to go down. I'm kind of shocked that I didn't think to do that. But I just never I never thought about how politicians have people who do their marketing and the photography and the videos and like all these things. And so it's just, it's important to try and think of other ways that you can use your skills, rather than, you haven't got to be just very straight line like what it's most known for. There's loads of ways you can use those skills. So like all of your audio skills come in handy, the videos, the photos, me learning editing, or the marketing stuff, like it all just tied together really, really well.
For sure.
So it was a really good experience. Really glad that we both got to do it.
Yeah.
And then hopefully
really
one day in the future we can work in the election again, because it was really good fun. Hopefully there isn't another one soon. And that's it now.
We'll go the full term this time. I think.
Hopefully it will be the full 5 years, because it was also a lot of work. Like we both maintained working full-time jobs on top of this, so it was mad, but good time.
Worth it.
Good fun.
Absolutely worth it. Yeah, it was really rewarding. Our candidate won a landslide victory, so that was our hard work well spent. Made it all worthwhile. Learned a lot from doing it. Met a lot of lovely people. Very rewarding experience. And
I learned so much. Like I felt like I was good at marketing, but there's just like so many circumstances that I'd never had to like be in before. So I feel so much more well-rounded as a marketer now. Like the amount of experiences I've picked up and knowledge is like better than any course I've been on. It's just been astounding.
And that we've done a good job, learning and developing as content creators, because our candidate had by far the most sharp and on point social media content out of any of the others.
I feel I was
anywhere like
I was watching
well.
a lot of candidates around where we are, and then also like big ones all across the country. Like I won't go through the names, but like the big ones of any party. Like just looking what they were doing, and the campaign that we ran. We're in quite a small area of the UK, and I feel like the campaign we ran was definitely on par with like the big people who have like entire full-time PR teams behind them, and we just were like mostly volunteers working on the campaign, and did an amazing job. So it does good show like having a passion and interest in things is so important, and working for a cause that you believe in and is something you're passionate about. I think that happens a lot with work, is that you may work in an industry that you enjoy, but you're not working for a cause that you enjoy, which can make the whole world a difference. So it was really good, and I've learned so much. And we actually bought a new video camera. We didn't end up using it because it arrived too late, but we found that we were doing more and more videos, and that we'd probably just for our own stuff continue doing more videos. And so we've got one of those. That's like a fun new little thing that's come out of it as well, that we can look into and learn and see what all that's like.
Exactly.
Because the current camera can only do like, was it 30 minutes?
About 45 minutes.
Which is why we...
Then it overheats.
Yeah, it's why we don't use... Because you have 2 cameras. It's why we don't use them for the podcast, is that they both overheat within half an hour. Yeah. And there's no way we're doing it in half an hour. Come on, let's be real. The episode may say it's under half an hour, but tell you, the film, the amount of outtakes, it's going to be longer than half an hour.
Oh, yes, for sure.
So politics. Very successful, very good fun. Lots of lessons learned, lots of knowledge. And now I'm going to sleep for
a week.
Well, wake me up next summer.
Except you're not, because there was a second part to why we've been extra busy over the last 6 weeks.
Thank you.
I'll let you drum roll this time. Go on, you say it.
We bought a house.
We bought a house. At last.
We talked about it back in
December.
No. We didn't mention it straight away. We waited quite a while.
I feel like we said it in December.
I feel like we held off because we were worried about it. I feel like we were worried about it going through. So I reckon it was February.
Maybe.
I think we waited until we had the survey done because we were worried there'd be really big problems with it.
Your memory's better than mine, so probably.
I wouldn't go that far. Anyway, we bought a house. We had the offer accepted on the 12th of December, 2023. It is now July. We got the house keys last Friday.
28th of June.
Friday before then.
Yeah.
So we've only had the house for like a week and a half. And it's a little bit of fixer-upper, and that's because like housing is hard to buy anywhere, but where we live, it's quite at the retirement and holiday location is what I'll say. And so housing, it goes quickly and expensive, and we're only young little fellas, and it's a lot for a deposit. So we decided that actually we'd be better going off for a fixer-upper, and then we'd actually, once it was done up, be able to afford something which was actually like out of what we could afford, but we'd have it by the end of it by renovating it. So yeah, we got that, and we've started working on it. We started doing like, we've got lots of cleaning to do because it was a smoker home. So all of the walls are stained kind of a lovely yellowy brown colour, and all the floors and the banisters and the doors and the picture rails and all the shelves and all the units and all the everything is stained tobacco yellow. But thank you, Poundland, for your bicarb cleaning spray, because that is top tier, I'll tell you that.
Big fan.
Extremely good. And we're going to try and make the most of our time. We wanted to do this anyway, so it's not just like a content output kind of thing, but we've always wanted to, since we decided to buy a house, to film the process of renovating it and everything that goes around that. So we didn't really film anything about the house buying process. We may do a video on that at some point, because we learnt a lot, because I didn't know half the things I know now. But yeah, we're going to film the actual renovation of it. So we have started... Am I tiring you, dear?
Sorry, it's been a long day.
Boring you, dear.
It's been a long week.
We've started filming like the cleaning process, taking off wallpaper, and then hopefully sometime this week, maybe on the weekend, we'll go up and we'll do like a little house tour and a little bit of a catch-up, a little introduction. Because like Faranir said, with the election stuff, it's been so busy. We haven't even had time to kind of sit and just do a quick like 2-minute video in there. So hopefully we can do that at some point this weekend, and that means we can put that kind of video out as well.
Exactly. That's the plan. So yeah, we'll be doing plenty of things like that, taking little clips for TikTok and everything, as well as the longer videos for YouTube. So yeah, like you said, we've always wanted to do that since the beginning anyway, but it will be helpful because we're so busy at the moment. It's going to be so hard to keep a steady content pipeline coming we have been.
For sure.
So if we can at least do that instead of having to, play a game, then edit it and all that.
Yeah. I mean...
we'll be saving a lot of time and still be able to put something out in the meantime, so that our numbers don't go through the floor over the next couple of months.
It's sort of what I do with the Masterpiece Mondays, is that I've always wanted to do art streams. I used to do art videos on YouTube a very long time ago. I think when I was like doing my GCSEs and then college. It's just something that I've always wanted to do. However, my time is so limited, especially when like working 2 jobs at once. So being able to stream and catch up on art time is a really good way to like maximize that time that I have. So this is very much the same thing. It's like, if we're gonna have to be renovating a house, we may as well film the process and like take you guys along with us for the journey, get some ASMR cleaning and wallpaper ripping videos. We've got some really good ones so far. Really, really good ones. So yeah, I'm hoping we're not gonna commit to like the output of them, because we'll just do them when there is content that's happened. So like starting from today, for example, we've got the electricians in doing like the full house rewire, like top to bottom, left, right, back to front. It's being gutted and redone. So yeah, we'll just kind of update when there's things to update on, but very, very exciting. And yeah, I can't wait. We have a house. We have a house. I keep like, it's not really sunk in yet.
No.
I think a part of that is because the process took so long, but now that we have it, I'm like, oh my god, I'm a homeowner.
It's weird, isn't it? Because we were so hyped up for the first couple of months there, and then it just kept dragging on. It's delay after delay after delay, and we kind of just distanced from it a bit, just guess we'll just wait until it's ready. There's nothing we can do today, so why worry about it?
Exactly that.
And 6 months it took. And then it's like, we've got a house now, just like that.
Have a house.
We can just go came over. Together really quickly in the end.
We can just go over now. We can just walk and go to our house.
Exactly.
We can do what we want to it.
Yeah. It's been amazing.
Wild.
Yep. So we do have a lot of work to do. We've got walls to plaster, ceilings to repair, a kitchen and bathroom to redesign and install. And most importantly, our dream studio room to build.
This is what I'm excited for.
This is going to be the highlight. This is what we've been dreaming of most since day one, I think.
And I think this is what we're going to probably focus most of the filming around, is making our like dream studio room and the unboxing of all of the figures and art books we have. Oh my god. It's going to be like going into a shop.
It is. It's going to be better than going into a shop. Because we've already got it all. We don't have to buy it.
If our studio doesn't look like Forbidden Planet, I'd be mad.
That's the vibe.
It's going to be so good. I'm so excited. So excited.
It's going to be so good.
I hope we have space.
We'll have space. We'll make space.
We'll make space.
One way or another. So that's all good.
So yeah, all of this together combined has meant that we've missed a lot of work and got quite far behind. So I missed 2 art streams in a row. Last one was because of doing the election. And the one before that was because I went to visit my grandma. So, you know, I gotta be let off the hook. You know, gotta go visit your gran. Gotta go. She lives, like most people was like family, like really close together. Mine are like all over the place. So it was like a trip to go see her rather than popping down the road. So yeah, it meant that we got a little bit behind on art streams, but I was back today and I was a bit worried that it would be like quiet. But it's pretty busy, wasn't it? Quite busy.
Well.
Yeah, quite a good one. So yeah, that was really nice. Nice for it to be like good from the day back. And then the same goes for our podcast. We missed, was it 2 episodes or 1 episode?
I think maybe 2. Yeah.
I feel like
it was probably been about 5 weeks.
I felt like it was a while. Yeah. Anyway, an amount of them, and then also the Mario episodes because we were editing so much that like and trying to sleep between time. Like it wasn't like we were busy but getting 8 hours sleep. It was like we were busy but like 4 to 6 hours sleep some days. So yeah, like we just kind of let everything fall apart. Not fall apart, but fall behind a little bit. Hopefully it hasn't all fallen apart, Christ.
Not quite, but it was close.
So yeah, hopefully we'll begin to bounce back a bit now. Obviously the house is going to be an ongoing thing. But, you know, like we said, we'll be using that as a source of content as well. I will be doing my art streams more consistently again because you always work late on Mondays. Yeah. So it works quite well to do the Masterpiece Mondays. And then, yeah, all pretty good. But there is some good news to all of this. Despite not actually putting out any podcasts over June, and probably like 1 or 2 episodes of Mario at best, June has been our most successful month ever.
Amazing.
Which is amazing. So that shows that people are either coming back to listen and catch up, or people are finding us for new, first time. So yeah, something is working. Sadly, the analytics don't give you more information on like why it's picking up. But something's working, so we'll just continue.
I'll take it as a win.
Continue to keep going as we are.
Exactly.
And hopefully we can continue now with like the bi-weekly.
Yeah.
Is it bi-weekly?
See, don't ask me that. That's a heated debate for me. I don't like that.
Bi-weekly, once every 2 weeks.
I would say that's twice a week.
Or is it twice a week? So technically it's like once a fortnight.
Yeah. So
okay.
Fortnightly.
Fortnightly, we will do the podcast.
That's
not bi-weekly, because that's too much and my life is not that
eventful. We ain't got time for that. We wouldn't have enough to talk about. Bloody hell,
well, we could do one which is an update for us and one that's an update from Joey.
Yeah, that's what people really miss.
And new suitcase adventures.
Yep. He's been having a great time.
He's found my suitcase from when I went to visit my grandma. And he's claimed it as his. Yeah. I can't blame him. No. It's like a box but upgraded.
Exactly.
Fabric box. It's kind of his ideal. Yeah. It's still got some of my clothes in it that I didn't wear as well. He's probably loving it.
They're his now.
Don't I need to be washed and covered in fur. That's alright, I don't mind.
So yeah. Exciting times.
It's exciting times. It's busy times. It's hectic times. And you know, one of the reasons we weren't too worried about having the break is it's kind of unrealistic. We've always said from like the moment we decided to like do all of this, like podcast content, all that sort of stuff, is that the last thing we wanted to do was to like overdo it and burn ourselves out and then like not have enough time for like ourselves, each other, existing, eating, breathing, which it's been pretty close the past few weeks. So, you know, it was sad to have to miss so much content, but also I'm glad that we didn't kind of give in to the pressure of having to keep up with output, and we were like, you know what, actually it's better for us if we just take a step back a couple of weeks and then jump back in when we're better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have that boundary.
Yep, best way to do it. Always look after yourself.
Yeah.
with what little time you have left. But it's not been all election and housework. We did manage to do a couple of last little jobs before the chaos really kicked in full gear. So as I was mentioning before, I've started to make a push to get my photography work back on the go. Turns out that was terrible timing because I very rapidly got derailed by a house and an election campaign. But it's fine. I still managed to make the most of it. So since last episode, I spent a lot of time working on my website to make some changes.
Looks lovely.
Thank you. It was more back-end changes, really, to accept more payment options. So I had to make an account through Stripe, which means I can now accept card payments and Apple Pay, Google Pay, that sort of stuff really easily, which is fantastic because before that I could only accept PayPal. So that really broadens my options, which is nice. I had to change the system that I used to actually sell photos. So until the start of June, I would mostly run a service where, let's say, you pay for a session all the time and you get all the photos that are, high quality from the shoot. But at the start of June, I went to my first horse show, which was an interesting change of pace for me. I've never done such a thing before. But I spent a few hours there taking photos of all the riders, all the horses, all the jumps and all that stuff they do, which is way above my head, but apparently I've got all the important bits, so that's what matters. And I used this to publish a whole collection of all the good shots from the day, uploaded them to my website, and had to make them available for purchase, so as individual photos, which I hadn't had to do before. So I had to change how all of that works so that I had great big watermarks on all the photos, so people couldn't just screenshot and steal them from the page.
Sure.
Which was a high risk, so that definitely had to be changed. And I had to put in the whole system where people could pay for individual downloads as well as ordering physical photos. And that worked really well. It took a few hours of work to get it all working smoothly and, troubleshooting things. But now it's working flawless and I can use that anytime in the future. So that was really, really good. The horse show itself really paid off. I made a good chunk of money back from that, which isn't bad for my first go. And in future times, I think I'll be there a bit longer as well. We had to rush out a bit quickly this time after a few hours because the person I went with had to head home. But yeah, it worked really well. Had lovely feedback, met lots of nice people. Everyone was really happy with the photos, and it was really fun to just get an email every half an hour or so going, a new order has been made. It's like, ooh.
I do miss that with when I used to sell, I do prints, cards, and pet portrait commissions. And Etsy has a sound that goes dun dun, and I used to love it. The little rush, little dopamine hit every time. I was like, got another order. It was so nice.
It's good.
So yeah, I totally get that.
Yeah,
it was good. Yeah, I mean, for your first time properly using the system, because obviously I know you and your friend tested it, but probably trying it with the general public and stuff. Pretty good.
Definitely.
I was very impressed.
Thank you very much. So we were meant to be doing another one yesterday, actually, but house stuff came up
and it was really bad weather.
It wasn't great weather. I mean, there is that as well. But there's another one lined up for, I think, September. I know we're away for the one that's happening in August, so sadly we'll be missing that one. But yeah, another one lined up for September, so I'm excited to get out and do some more. It's really good. I did have a weird memory card problem, though, which ruined one of my plans, but that's a problem for another day. It all worked out well in the end. The other thing we experimented with on the website was applying different voucher codes. So I can do things like if you spend, let's say £30 or more, you get a 20% discount off a whole basket or whatever. So you can do things like that. You can do vouchers for free shipping. And again, if you missed last time, the system I use for my website is called PixieSet, which is a website designer and studio management system that's designed specifically for photographers, which I cannot recommend highly enough. It just covers so many bases all in one go. So yep, highly recommended. That made life a lot easier and pays for itself in no time. So yep, it's not all been, elections and politics and
Houses.
We did manage to get some properly creative work in there, which is good. As for what we're doing next, housework is going to be the top priority, as we've already said, and creating as much content from that as we can to keep things rolling along nicely. We're trying to keep the Masterpiece Mondays up on schedule, and I'm going to get back on track with the Mario edits as well. We're on the home stretch now. All the remaining episodes have been chopped and lined up to begin editing. I think we're going to end somewhere around 26 episodes, which is probably more than I expected when we started. Yeah. It's been a big job, but it's good. It feels nice to have a body of work from start to finish, you know? So,
and you've learnt so much from it as well.
That's it. It's been worth it just for that.
Yeah, you can see the difference between your first one and your last, like, most recent one. Like, my opinion, the first one is still good and the standard of a lot of YouTubers, honestly. But the fact that you can see, like, the progress over time, very good, right? And
not just that, but the speed it takes me to get to that point as well. I'm so much quicker now from all the shortcuts I've learned along the way.
Sure.
So, yep, it's been well worth doing, even if it has taken up a lot of time. But, yeah, I'll be keen to get it finished and move on to new things after that. Yeah, so that's all good for me.
So, once our studio room is all done and we've moved in, we'll finally be in a position so that we can open up our shooting space more and make better sets, better backgrounds for videos, have our gear more permanently in place, because currently, due to building work where we currently are, we've had to combine our bedroom and office into one room. So it's not like terrible behind us, but our office space used to be so beautiful, so gorgeous, full of plants and figures.
Lovely colours.
Lovely, yeah, and lights. It was so
I miss those
pretty.
lights.
I miss the lights. The lights are so cozy and cute. So, yeah, it would be really nice to kind of get that all set up. And a lot of our gear has to be moved around all the time because I work from home. So, like, the microphone has to move, the camera, my camera stand, like my like editing laptop, my light box. Like, I've got so much stuff on my desk that, like, I constantly have to rearrange. So it makes kind of editing and, like, filming content always an extra step because you've got to, like, transition between stuff. So we've bought already, like, nice big corner desks that will have, like, one each to form a sort of U shape. So it means that we'll be able to have our lighting out permanently, all of our, like, audio and editing stuff just there, not having to be moved around all of the time. And we'll also be able to make a wider range of content as well, which will be very nice. So over the next few months, we're just going to try and focus on that, keeping things moving forward, and then focus on the house. And then so that kind of leads into with the wider range of content is we both are in jobs that we do not enjoy. Hence the point partly of this podcast is, can two creatives really break from the 9-to-5 grind to find a successful, more fulfilling creative life? I had to move so that I could see it behind my camera.
Real smooth. You missed one word, but we'll let you off.
It's fine. So yeah, did I miss? Which word did I miss?
I can't remember, but it was definitely one of them.
Oh well.
So yeah.
We both are in jobs that we don't particularly enjoy. They're basically not long-term career paths, and we want to break free from them and do something creative and fulfilling long-term. So we haven't been able to do that because of the house. So it's not just to do with the last 6 months, but basically when you buy a house, you have to have is it 6 months or 4 months?
I can't remember.
You have to have several months of, like, consistent earnings if you're employed. If you're self-employed, you have to have 3 years of consistent earnings, which is a lot more. So that's why we couldn't switch, because we would have both been going ideally to self-employed, which would have meant that we would have to wait 3 years at consistent, like, successful earnings. Or we would have had to just change jobs, but it still wouldn't have been something long-term that we wanted to do. It'd be like, a different kind of retail or something like that. So we had to keep the job until we found the house. And then once we found the house, it took 6 months because of complications and all sorts of things. So now we finally have it. We have, it's funny, we have more financial freedom, even though we technically have several £100,000 of debt.
Oh, yeah.
Long term.
we're going to be tighter for money than ever. But yet we have
But
freedom.
technically, we have more freedom than ever
Yeah.
because the biggest prison currently on our lives is our day jobs.
Mm-hmm.
They are the biggest time constraint, energy constraint, creative constraint, everything. No. Negative, not nice.
Just a complete drain.
No. Drain. Bad.
Yep.
No good at all. So now that we have the house, even though it's going to take loads of our time, it's going to take loads of our money, we are actually more free because we can build this creative space. And it means that we can leave our current jobs and do more of this, more of what you do in your photography. It just like opens up so many doors. And it means that when the opportunities for us to leave our jobs do arise, we can go. And we haven't got to be like, we've got to say no because of the house. Because we have, like, we've been looking at a few things and there's been certain job choices that we have declined or not looked at because of the house.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's a weird way around to think of it, but we are actually technically more financially free now than we were.
Definitely.
So, now that we have the house and we have a 5-year mortgage, which means we have 5 years to successfully get that 3 years of self-employedness. So technically we have a 2-year, year and a
buffer.
half kind of buffer time to sort our shit out. If it's not done by then, we got a problem. But I'm sure we can do it by then. I hope we can do it by then. I don't
Definitely.
think I can stay on my job another week at this point.
Definitely not.
So yeah, it's all looking up positive. We've been in a very stuck waiting kind of space, waiting for jobs to get better, waiting for the house, waiting to be able to have our setup, waiting to do more content, like just like everything's been kind of out of our control, and now pieces are beginning to kind of move and fall into place so that we can move forward.
It's finally coming together.
Finally. It's been
Exactly.
a long time coming. So yeah, very
That's
good.
it. A few months of renovations and then that's it.
I reckon it's going to take about 3 months until we can start moving things.
Yeah, I think so.
That doesn't mean like move in entirely. I just mean
No.
like start to begin to move stuff over. The big
Definitely.
move is going to be when we move like the bedroom and the office. I don't know how we're going to do all of it. We haven't even got a car.
Easy.
We haven't even got a car.
Find a man with a van, fine. I know a guy.
Of course you know a guy.
Always know a guy.
So yeah, it's all good.
Yep.
I'm very excited. I was nervous the first few days. I still am a little bit. It's a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean, there is that. Like, we're going to get so many bills coming in thick and fast now for this job, this repair, these materials. But it's fine. We're thinking long term, you know.
Exactly that.
Game plan.
It's a big relief in a way because one of the hardest things to do is buy a house. To even like get the deposit is a nightmare.
Yeah.
Let alone to find a house, get the offer accepted, and then have the mortgage approved, and the survey fine, and then actually be able to get it. It's a lot of steps,
Yeah.
and a lot of them are difficult and hard to get to. So the fact that we have that is amazing.
Yeah, done the
And
hardest
then
bit.
it sounds a bit cheesy, but the fact that we have like each other like set, sorted,
No,
reliable.
you.
Don't.
Oh, fine. Rejected.
I joke. But like you know what I mean? Like it's genuinely like so stressful. Like I know people in their 40s and 50s still getting really messed around. And I'm not saying that you have to have a partner to have like a happy and successful life, but you just have to have like a good support system.
Yeah.
You know, when people are messing you around, it just makes everything else so much harder. So even though we're gonna have like such a big outgoing for the next like year, realistically, at least once it's done,
Yeah.
and we can just exist
Bliss.
and do what we want
Yep.
and be happy and enjoy ourselves. Touch wood. Touch wood. So yeah, it's stressful and scary for now, but I'm hoping we can look back on this moment in a year's time and be like, thank God we took that leap and we spent that money.
Definitely.
And we're broke for a little bit, but it's fine. It's
Worth
just money.
it. Exactly.
Can't spend it when you're dead.
Absolutely worth it.
Just
True. That's what my nan always said. Can't take it with you. Always.
I can imagine your nan saying that actually. Yeah.
Dear Rover.
We just leave it to the cat.
Yep. He'll buy himself loads of dreamies. He'll be happy. Oh dear. So, wrapping up. And I already know the answer to this question, and I'm sure our listeners do too. But what was the highlight of your fortnight?
Oh, definitely the Joey suitcase.
Oh, curveball.
Just saying that because it's ridiculous. No, the house for sure. For all the reasons I just said,
Yep.
the house is huge, and yeah, it's not settled in that we have it, sunk in that we have it, because it's just been so long waiting.
Yeah.
Like, we've been waiting for it even before we had the offer accepted, because we've been looking for like 3 years. So then the offer accepted, finally, we got it.
It's a big milestone.
Oh yeah, it is.
Big milestone.
Don't celebrate.
Yep, absolutely.
What was the highlight of your fortnight?
Exactly the same. There is nothing bigger. I mean, our candidate winning the election with such a fantastic...
I have an additional highlight.
Oh, there's more?
To do with the house.
Oh, yeah?
Not only was the house brilliant, but the wallpaper...
Oh, yes.
Spoiler alert for the house video we're going to do in a bit, soon. When stripping the wallpaper off, there was a layer which was kittens playing the drums.
There were 4 layers of
I
wallpaper.
thought there was 5.
I think 4.
I thought there was another one below that, the one of the white with the green lines around the bottom.
Oh, I don't know. No, I think... Oh, yeah, maybe. Yeah, okay. There were 5 layers of wallpaper.
We've got a
And
bigger room
these
now.
are going back to like the 50s or something, I
Yeah.
swear.
Yeah.
But each layer I steamed off took us back like another decade.
It was
Brilliant.
really cool to do,
It
actually,
was cool.
yeah.
But like
Yeah.
almost right at the bottom, there was a whole layer of wallpaper that had kittens on, what was it? Like
Books.
flowers, books.
Flowers, and there was one playing
drums.
drums, little drum kit one.
We were going to take a drum kit to that house with a grey cat. It was destined
Yeah,
to
so just
be.
a weird thing is, I have a grey cat, and I learned to play the drums. That was like my thing.
Yeah.
Like my first main instrument was learning the drums and having the grey cat. They happened at the same time in my life, and the grey cat that I have used to sleep in my drum kit. So the fact that the house that we bought, in the first room that we take the wallpaper off of, had grey cats on drum kits, I was just like,
Mental.
what?
It was
It's meant to be. It's meant to be.
Yep. Telling you.
I love
Fact.
it. And we found out that the people who owned the house before us were both artists. One was a illustrator for like the Royal Ballet and stuff, and the other one was a cartoonist.
Amazing.
That's going to continue to be a creative household.
Yep. It was meant to be.
Meant to be.
Telling you.
So good. Have you had a favourite house moment so far?
No. Not in particular.
You were enjoying getting the grime off the walls, to be fair.
Oh,
you looked
that
like
was
you were having quite a
highly
good time.
satisfying.
There we go.
Yeah, I mean, I can't wait to show you guys the videos we've taken of all this
I think they can wait.
ancient smoke dripping down the walls after we spray it with this lovely bicarb spray. Oh my god, the way it just instantly melts down the walls. Oh,
I
revolting, but yet
normally-
so satisfying.
I normally don't have judgment over people who smoke. If you want to smoke, you know the risks. You know. If that's what you want to do, fine. But that level of smoke, I feel like at some point I'd go, maybe I have a problem. Maybe I need to just smoke outside.
Yeah.
Ventilate. Open the windows.
At the
Because
very
it's so
least.
bad. I didn't know those walls were meant to be white.
No, I mean, the colour change when we started cleaning was just insane.
It was really bad.
Ooh.
But it's fine. At least it's coming off. I was worried it wasn't going to
Exactly.
come off. So
Yep. Smelling
Bit of
fresher,
elbow
looking
grease.
fresher.
fine.
Exactly.
all good.
So there we go.
So we're going to try our best to keep to the podcast schedule and also the Masterpiece Monday schedule. There shouldn't be a reason why that's a problem,
Should be
but
okay.
it should be fine. It should all be fine now. Like, it'll be busy, but not busy, but not busy that we can't move it around.
Past the worst of it. The most demanding, bit with time limits,
Yeah.
deadlines is behind
It's
us.
busy, but it's busy on our own time.
Exactly.
It's not like, because before we were having like set meetings, set photography days, like
Yeah.
set events. This is like constantly busy, so we get to pick the hour that we take the break in.
Exactly.
So we're going to try our best to keep to the podcast schedule and the Masterpiece Monday schedule. You're going to be doing more Mario, and hopefully between time we'll fit in a gaming stream because people in the stream today were saying they missed you.
That's so cute.
It's been so long.
It has been. It has been.
So yeah, now that all the urgent stuff is behind us, fingers crossed we can stick all to that for the next episode and beyond then. And so then yeah, the next episode will be sooner because this one is slightly late
Perfect.
by a day or two.
Yep. That's it. We'll get back on schedule real soon. Thanks to everyone who has joined us, whether you're a long-time listener or one of the many new people that have joined us recently. We really appreciate having you here. And as we mentioned at the beginning, if you have any feedback for us, so that could be good or bad, let us know what we're doing well, let us know what sucks and what's really boring. Feel free to let us know by contacting us at creativequestcontact@gmail.com, and we'll take all of that on board and use it to improve the show moving forwards. And similarly, if you have any questions for us about the journey that we're on, creatively speaking, fire away, ask your questions, and we'll get back to you. And if it's something that's, on topic or helpful for potentially other people, we'll feature it on the show moving forward, and that would be really helpful. So let us know if you have any questions, any feedback at that email address, creativequestcontact@gmail.com.
They're just going to ask for more Joey content again.
I mean,
He's
you
been
can,
slacking.
by all means. He has been slacking. He's due a shift. He is.
I know it's a little bit late for highlight of your fortnight,
Oh, yeah.
but Dawn Trail was also released. And though we haven't been able to stop playing it because we've been very busy, I do think it's worth a mention because we do regularly speak about Final Fantasy on this podcast. And the big graphics update.
Oh, yeah.
So, to any of our listeners who do play Final Fantasy XIV, I hope you've been having a great holiday in Dawn Trail and that your characters look even more beautiful than ever. And hopefully we can fix your game.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is a touchy subject for me. Not only have I not had time to play the bloody game, but mine has been broken since the expansion came out. So when I hit login now, it boots me back to the PlayStation loading screen. The game's closed, but my video output is just gone completely. So I have to literally turn my PS5 off by the button. So I literally cannot open the game to see what my character looks like with the new graphics.
The funny thing is,
Oh, the funny thing.
me and Faranir, we have the same PlayStation. We have the same speakers. Mine are a model up from yours, but they're the same make. And we have the same monitor. And what's the HDMI thing called?
The
Matrix.
HDMI matrix.
They're plugged into the same matrix.
There's no
Different
reason
extension
for it.
leads, though, for the power. That's the only thing. It shouldn't be that, but it is the
I
only
hope
thing.
not. I've deleted it and reinstalled the bloody thing now. So.
So yeah, a bit sad that I could open my game and you couldn't open yours. But, I mean, I look beautiful, also.
Well, yeah, at least you do. I'll find out
That
what
was
I
a
look
given.
like in a week when it finally finishes downloading again.
It's because VR is the best, just saying.
Cat boys. Always cat boys.
Amazing. Well, we'll wrap it up there. Thank you so much for listening and watching if you're on YouTube, and we'll catch you again soon.
Perfect. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks, everyone. What are you kicking over?
I don't know. I don't know what to do with that word.
Just for reference, it is 13 minutes to midnight. We have clearly been up far too long today, and we're going to go to bed right now. We'll edit this tomorrow. It's bedtime.
I don't
She's
know.
kicking over everything over here. We've got to go fast before this escalates.
Amazing. Right, that's it.
Let's
Done.
go. Thanks, everyone.
Thank
We'll catch you
you.
next time.
Oh, God.